Shanti. Welcome for today's meditation on the topic of the divine being the remover of sorrow and suffering. As a part of the 10-day goal, the aim to demystify the divine source, we're going to go deep into the attributes of the divine source. God is called as the remover of sorrow and bestower of happiness. We'll explore in the meditation more about it today. Sit relaxed. Gently taking your attention towards you, letting go of everything in the surrounding and the outside as it is. Just tell your mind to keep everything aside for some time. And just go on this inward journey, inward exploration. Making sure your body is relaxed. Taking deep breath in and out. Just observing your mind. See your thoughts slowing down. With each breath you take your attention deeper inside. Focusing on the inner being, the living, thinking and feeling, spiritual energy. Who is going through this physical experience of life through this body. Just go within and try to see on this journey of life how would you see yourself? Memories of happiness, sorrow, hurt, everything is all stored in the memory track of the soul as experiences along this journey. You decide to be as a spectator, a detached observer, of all these different scenes. Sitting back and analyzing, observing different moments of happiness or sorrow that happened in life. As an observer, you're not owning any of these emotions. You're just watching this as a movie in front of you. Different scenes. While seeing all those different scenes, you ask yourself, who is responsible for the sorrow that has been there along the journey in my life, and also for the sorrow in the world? Who is the one who is creating the sorrow? Sorrow in one's life, or sorrow that we see in the world. Is the creator of this pain and suffering. Remind yourself to not get absorbed into any of these emotions, but to be a detached observer and see, is much of the pain self-chosen? Can we justify or blame someone else for the pain, sorrow, and the suffering that we are facing now? Or is this chosen by the self? As a being with free will, do I have any responsibility? Is it right to say that God gives sorrow? That divine being who is the highest on high, who is praised as the remover of sorrow, who is remembered in times of sorrow, can that benevolent being give us sorrow? Most of the times in life, we face such questions, especially when we are facing a difficult situation. or in the middle of some sorrow or suffering, we try to look for answers. The Divine Being, who is my eternal parent, Supreme Mother and Father, is giving me the right knowledge now about action and the law of karma. He is teaching me the ways to free myself from all the sorrow and suffering in life. And as the Supreme Teacher, He's also showing me the method to experience total happiness in life and go into that land of happiness where there is no trace of sorrow. The Divine Being, who is the ocean of knowledge and ocean of happiness, is telling me the secrets, the reason for the current state of sorrow and suffering in my life and also in the world. And as a Supreme Teacher, He is also teaching me how to experience happiness. He reminds me of my original existence as an elevated, pure soul, a loving, peaceful, pure, happy, and blissful being of light. This was how I, the soul, was. And this is my real form and nature. Happiness without a trace of sorrow. He shows me that as I came down onto this physical world, on this journey of life, how after birth, the soul forgot its own existence and started living in the illusion of being a physical body, attaching itself to the identity of the body, attaching to the name, the role, attaching to people around, relating to them as physical bodies, creating attachments to possessions, gave rise to the vices, of attachment, greed, anger, lust, and ego. With all these false identities, the soul lost its original happiness by forgetting itself and from the state of being a master became a beggar, a seeker, a seeker of love and happiness. And whenever its requirements were not met, there was creation of sorrow and suffering. The divine being is showing his mercy and giving me this knowledge, awakening the soul that has fallen asleep, became unconscious to its own true existence. When the soul realizes and understands the difference of this illusion, of all these false egos and attachments that it has created, and that these are the reasons for its sorrow. In a second, we can let go all this falsehood and stabilize and experience the true self, the true self as a divine spiritual energy that is filled with pure love and energy of happiness and bliss. When I understand what is truth, and what is real, it becomes possible to hold on to that reality of being, of peace and happiness. There is no reason to blame anyone else in life, or even the Supreme Being or God, for the sorrows that are there. There is clarity, and the soul now understands the reason for the sorrow and knows how to eliminate it. By being in the right awareness, being in the right company, the company of my eternal parent who gives unconditional love, and bestows happiness unlimited to me, the soul. When I spend time in the company of my eternal mother and father, the pure love, and the vibrations of joy and happiness that are bestowed to me from the ocean of happiness, the bestower of happiness. Fill me with that energy. It not only removes all traces of sorrow that were acquired in the past, but it also empowers the soul to not take sorrow from anyone or any situation. Because many a time it is the way of perceiving people and situations, the way of thinking about them, that increases the experience of sorrow and suffering. But with this awakened awareness, my true state of being an independent, free, spiritual being of bliss. By staying in this state of self-respect, the soul can stay away from any negativity or sorrow that is coming across from others at this physical level. The way the soul perceives situations and people changes. And with the right spiritual awareness, the soul can experience a life filled with happiness and keep itself free from sorrow and suffering, regardless of the situations. It can change the situation as a bestower of happiness when the soul is in right awareness and when we interact with others as souls who are also happy, peaceful beings of light, who are eternally linked to the soul and the Supreme Being as one family. We become master remover of sorrow for others around us. We can be master bestower of happiness and bring happiness and joy in everyone's life. We can be a beacon of hope for those souls that are drowning in sorrow and suffering. For that, the soul has to be awake to its true existence as an eternal spiritual being of light, of happiness and love, and belonging to the Supreme Being, who is the remover of sorrow and bestower of happiness. Shanti. We'll end with a quote for the day for you to think about and churn on. So it says, let go of everything that you're not, and you will be liberated. This is the way to become free from sorrow and suffering. To be liberated from sorrow and suffering is to let go of everything that we are not, and to be stable in our original state as children of the Divine Being. Thank you, and Om Shanti. Hope you could benefit from this meditation, and we'll hope to see you for tomorrow evening again for another meditation session tomorrow evening. Thank you, and have a great night and great day tomorrow. Om Shanti.